ladies, it's Camila. I just wanted to say a big thank you for picking me to go to round two. How exciting. I've already gone on and I've checked all of my competition, and I must say all these women that you picked to go along with me to round two are simply amazing, and I feel like they all have something different they could bring to the table. When I watch their videos, I feel like I'm talking to a friend, which I think is really great. So you guys have a hard decision to make. So let me go on to what this video is about. So for video two, you guys asked us to look at your past videos and pick a topic that we wanted to discuss. So one of the videos that I liked a lot was the video on supporters and non-supporters. So I have a little bit of a different take on who I see as a non-supporter and how it could be perhaps positive. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Support is wonderful, and it's a great thing, and it's something that you need in order to have your dreams come true. It really does take a village. I truly believe that. So all the support you can get, I think, is wonderful. In the type of family I grew up in, my parents were always supporting me with whatever I wanted to do. So when I had graduated from college and I was floundering a bit, not really knowing what I wanted to do, I tested out a bunch of different things, and with each thing I thought of, my parents just, okay, like, how can we help you? How can we support you? How can we make this happen? So that was amazing, but I still would never pull the trigger on, whatever whim I had been on that week. And something always stopped me, and I never knew what it was. I figured, maybe it was something about my 20s and, early 20s. I kind of thought I'd be at a certain place in my life, and these things weren't happening for me, and listening to my parents support me was great, but I kind of felt like I didn't have any peers like really going through the same thing as me. Other people had gone to college for like something specific, like teaching or law or medicine, and like they knew what they were going to do, and I didn't have that. So during my floundering a bit, I found a book that really helped me that I wanted to share with you guys called It's a Wonderful Lie, 26 Truths About Your 20s. And it's a compilation of a bunch of stories of different women and how they went through the same thing I went through, thinking they'd have the dream job or the dream guy, the dream apartment, everything. And how life doesn't always go as planned, but that's not the end of the world. So reading this book really helped me. It was, again, another form of support that came, from a book, not a person. And it really, helped me think, well, they get it, they know, like, and if they can do it and they can make it through this, like, so can I. So during that time, I got a big sense of empowerment, and thoughts of interior design kept trickling back into my head, and I kept pushing them back because I kept thinking, what would people think? Decorating, it sounds like a hobby, it doesn't sound like a real profession. I wanted to save the world. To top it off, my two lovely, amazing sisters went to school and got jobs doing women's rights and human rights, and they were saving the world. And how silly for me to want to decorate it, I always think back to that scene in Dirty Dancing where Baby's talking to the waiter and they ask, what are you gonna, what's Lisa gonna do? And she goes, her sister, and she goes, oh, well, Lisa's gonna decorate the world and I'm gonna save it. And that's always how I felt, And the silly thing was that it was always on me. No one ever said these things to me. Everyone always knew I would be successful in this and that this was what I loved. So to me, number one non-supporter was me. I was the one putting thoughts in my head that it was silly, or that it wasn't a real career, or that I couldn't make a living doing this, or what am I thinking, I should be doing something else. And so that was kind of how I've seen non-supporters. I've never had a person, a family member or a friend not support me and tell me I'm silly. The non-supporter's always been me. But in the end, I realized that as the non-supporter, it kind of gave me a reality check that I was getting myself so worked up, about all the things that could go wrong, and that's why I can't do it. I realized you really want this. You know, you're just afraid to fail, and you don't want to fail, because if you finally decide to do this and things don't work, that's going to crush you, because you want this to be it. So if it doesn't work, you know, what are you going to do? So it was better for me at that point to be the non-supporter and to kind of just poo-poo it and, you know, not think it could be real. So with the help of, you know, the book and my family and friends, and it really the Grey's Anatomy episode where Izzy, you know, and George decide to be doers, that really kicked my butt into gear. And I decided, you know what, Camila, it's now or never. Like, let's get started on starting your wonderful career and your wonderful life. So I took steps into doing that. And my number one step was starting the blog. And now with the blog, I have a whole other group of support that's amazing, because as an entrepreneur, you know, I'm home alone a lot, you know, and I have this constant source of people there to support me and cheerlead for me and believe in me. And when I post a project and they love it and I get a comment, you know, it warms my heart, and I feel like I'm actually doing it. Like, these people see it. It's not just my family and friends, because, you know, they love you, so they'll say anything, and, you know, they'll love everything I do. So when other people love it that I don't, you know face to face, it's just an amazing feeling. So I feel like that's what, you know, spring is to a lot of people. It's this amazing source of information, because I feel like so many people in their 20s and in their 30s and in their 40s and in their 50s, you know, et cetera, we're all in a way lost sometimes and unsure of ourselves, and we need the cheerleading and we need that pat on the back to help us. Because I think a lot of times we are the non-supporters ourselves because we're scared. So for me, I think that's what I would bring to Spring's table, because I've gone through it myself. And now as an entrepreneur, you know, I honor my supporters even more. My husband is my number one cheerleader for everything I do. And he's really like the main reason for why, you know, I keep chugging along. And because, you know, even though I'm now a supporter of myself, every now and again, the non-supporter in me comes out, and I have a freak out moment about money, mortgage, health insurance, 401k, should we have a family, all these things that come rushing through my head, and I think, Camila, what are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? You know, get a 9-to-5, get a paycheck. He's there to support me and tell me, are you kidding me? Like, you're amazing, and you can do this. And you know, the first time I got a comment on my blog, he was, you know, threw a parade for me. And, you know, when I get featured on Apartment Therapy, or the other day I was at a networking event and I was Twittering live from like the Architectural Digest show, like all things that I think are cool, you know, but I kind of brush them off. And he throws a parade for me to show me how proud he is of me, and how, look, they picked you. Like, that's impressive, and, you know, they see something in you, and I see it in you. So to me, having a constant, you know, well, not constant like I always have to be flattered, but for me to have a constant support system on those days where I'm just not feeling it are amazing. So I feel like in order to really make your dreams come true, you do have to surround yourself with a wonderful group of a support system, and let that non-supporter in you not come out, you know, dwindle that voice that's telling you, you know, no. I think that's the best advice I could give someone, because I'm so happy I made this step and I'm doing what I love, and I know that it's going to work, and one day my husband will get his dream of being a house husband, and I'll get to be, you know, the next Martha / you know, I don't know who. I'll be on the front cover of House Beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and, you know, listen to my different take on non-supporters. And you guys have a really hard decision to make. I don't want to be in your shoes. I hope I see you guys in the next round, and it was, you know, if not, it was lovely just having this experience. So thank you for all that you do. Bye.